Well, back last year when Carlos Ruiz was traded to the Los Angeles Dodgers, he could never really say thank you to the Phillies fans except for putting these billboards up around the Delaware Valley. I love playing for you. You will always be in my heart. Thank you, Philadelphia, which was essentially what he said today at his press conference. It was great to see Carlos Ruiz, and hopefully we'll see him in a game tomorrow. And Murph, I think he was kind of overwhelmed when he sat down to talk to the members of the media today.
Yeah, he was. He was very emotional, and I'll echo those thoughts. And it was great to see Carlos Ruiz here back in Philadelphia today. He got emotional during his press conference today, talking about the Phillies fans and talking about his time in Philadelphia. He said, it's been kind of a whirlwind over the last 24 hours. He actually got to sleep in his own bed. He has a house still here in the area. He was there. He actually entertained some friends, some old teammates came over. Hector Neris came over. Cesar Hernandez was over last night, a couple of the other guys. And he said, it was just great to see everybody, but he was really looking forward to getting here to the ballpark and seeing a lot of the folks from the Phillies front office, a lot of the game day employees that over the years he just got to know. And, anyone that has gotten to know Carlos Ruiz just knows what a special kind of person he is. And I asked him, I said, what makes you so beloved in Philadelphia, do you think? Because certainly he is a beloved player. And he said, well, I don't really know how to answer that except that I went out every day and I worked very hard. We had a lot of success. That certainly helps. He said, but I just went out and tried to do my job to the best of my ability. And guess what? That is a recipe for being beloved in Philadelphia. But really good to see him. And, when he does get a chance to get out on this field, it'll be great to see how this crowd reacts. I would imagine it's going to be pretty overwhelming for him at that moment.
I would agree with that. It's funny. He said it was weird walking in to the ballpark knowing that he was heading toward the visiting clubhouse, which he said he had never been to before. They're introducing Carlos Ruiz here at Citizens Bank Park after a beautiful video presentation. Yeah, number 52 now, because number 51 belongs to Ichiro, it seems like, for all time with Seattle. Carlos very emotional. You could see it in his eyes. You could see it today when he had his press conference, even from the back of the room. Fans love him here.
I tell you what, a classy move by the fans of Philadelphia, but also the players. Every player on the Phillies was on the top step cheering.
I'm Tom McCarthy. I'll be joined in just a little bit by John Kruk and Greg Murphy. It's a beautiful day for baseball here at Citizens Bank Park, and this is usually the kind of day that Carlos Ruiz, when he was in a Phillies uniform, would have off. But now he's a backup catcher for the Seattle Mariners, so he catches on this day game. And the fans here at the ballpark are going to embrace him just like they did when he was a player here in Philadelphia. He told Brad Lidge, throw me your best slider, and he did. And that helped clinch the 2008 World Championship for the Phillies. There were so many big pieces to the puzzle for the Phils, and maybe for a short time Carlos Ruiz was a small piece to the puzzle, but as we've come to find out, he was one of the biggest pieces that helped the Phils take the next step to becoming world champions. Ruiz came up as a second baseman, but then emerged as a very dominant defensive catcher, helping the Phils to the world championship. He was an all-star in 2012, joining Papelbon and Cole Hamels, and he caught 4 no-hitters during the course of his career. Only Jason Varitek matches that number. It was great to see him yesterday, and Greg Murphy had a chance to catch up with the former Phillies backstop.
Well, it has been a little bit of a time, but Carlos Ruiz is back here in Philadelphia. It's good to see you, first of all. I know the last 24 hours for you has been kind of a whirlwind. Tell us a little bit about it. I know you slept in your own bed last night, right?
Yeah, definitely. Actually, I'm real to see you too, and I'm real happy to be here today. Actually, happy to come back home. Like you said, be in bed, that was huge. So try to enjoy those 3 days here, and I can't wait to come today to the ballpark. So now I'm here and try to enjoy.
You said when you arrived in Seattle, you looked at the schedule and you saw the 2 dates in Philadelphia and immediately thought to yourself, I can't wait to get back to Philadelphia. Why? What is the connection? Why the strong connection between the fans here in Philadelphia and yourself, do you think?
I mean, they're real special to me. They mean a lot, in my career. The fans, they support, myself, my teammate. The time when I was here, and that was big for me, and it was something that I never forget. So that's one of the reasons that I'm so happy, when I saw those 2 games here in Philly, and spend time with you guys and with the fans, with the city. I mean, that was special. So they're always gonna be in my heart because I have a lot of good memories over here, and we do 08, we went the World Series, we did it together, and that was big. So I'm really excited.
Have you allowed yourself to think about the moment when you get introduced for the first time again by Dan Baker? Have you thought about what that might be like? You've seen it with some former teammates. Have you thought of what it'll be like for you?
I mean, I always think about that, like I said, we were real close today, and I can't wait to see all the fans here, and I can't wait to see everybody. So I know they're going to be a special day, and I mean, every day it was a special for me, but like today, I think it was more special because, all the passion that I love that I have with this city, and that was big, so I'm really excited.
Well, I can tell you that they are excited as well. It's great to see you. Welcome home. Good luck this weekend. Guys, back upstairs.
And here comes Carlos Ruiz. Some of the players for the Mariners, some of the real young players who haven't seen anything like this said, it was the greatest thing I've ever seen.
That will get it done. Look at Chooch riding this baby up against the fence. 3 runs are going to score. Here comes Dyson flying around, and Carlos Ruiz here in Philly. Even the Philly fans give him the big Chooch cheer. What a great moment for Carlos Ruiz.
It's pretty amazing when you're a visiting player and you clear the bases and you get an ovation.
Little looper. That'll be a tag for Dyson. Easy play, so Chooch does pick up the RBI. Well done. A 4 RBI day for the heralded former Philly catcher Carlos Ruiz. 11-3 Mariners.